Let's talk about how we can find documents at the Beaver Creek City Schools Board of Education website. I'm Carl Fisher IV, and I'm currently serving as a board member for the term 2022 through 2025, and I'm a candidate for re-election on the November 4th, 2025 ballot. First, how do you find the Board of Education website? I always start at gocreek.org. Then I first pull down the About Us tab and click Board of Education. Once you get there, you'll see a view like this one on the right, where you can click through these two links to find our Board of Education documentation and meeting dates. Looking through the documentation, there are three key types of documents that we publish, and especially in our old archival documentation from 2024 and prior, these documents are grouped according to the document type. So first you have the board books. The board books are all of the documentation that we receive as board members prior to a meeting so that we can review budgets and policy decisions and be prepared to make a vote or decision or have a conversation about that topic. Agendas are the specific items we plan to discuss at each meeting, but they only include the topics, not the additional information. So that's a quick way to go find information you're looking for and see what was discussed at each meeting. And then finally, minutes are the recording of the discussion and voting that occurred at each meeting around the various topics. So it's possible, it's uncommon, but it's possible that there are changes to the agenda. Those will be reflected in the minutes. And then, of course, any decision or vote that was taken at the meeting will be recorded in the minutes as well. So let's walk through the process for finding documentation at the Board of Education website as it used to be and as still is for any of the documentation prior to 2024. So you can see here on the right-hand side of our page, we capture information about our board books, our agendas, and minutes. And so drilling down, for example, into the board books, these are the documents we receive as board members to review prior to each meeting in order to understand what's going to be presented, what we're going to be asked to approve or vote on during that particular meeting. And drill down into, say, the February board book as an example. You can see here's all the information that we went through in February regarding new actions and financials and so on. You can scroll through all this information. So there's a great deal of information that's available to the public. All the same stuff that the Board of Education votes on is available to you. However, if you want to find something, there's a problem. And if you note here, as I try to click on, for example, roll call or questions or comments from the public, it won't highlight. And the reason it won't highlight is the same reason if I try to do a search. I hit Control F and I search for something like education, and it doesn't find anything. And of course, there's education right up here at the top of this page. And that's because this page isn't interpreted by your computer as text. It's actually a scan of the original document, and there hasn't been any optical character recognition applied to it, so your computer has no idea what the text is. It's just showing you a picture. And that, of course, is a problem not only for our public as you're trying to find information in these documents. It means you have to scroll through the entire document to try to find the piece you're looking for. But it's also relevant for our administration and our staff as they're trying to find information about past decisions and past information that was the official information presented by the school board, which needs to be the information we use to drive future decisions. That actually is difficult for them to find as well. And so next I'm going to show you how the improved system we have allows us to search the information much more efficiently. Now let's talk through how you can perform similar kinds of searches using the new system I advocated for starting in 2023. So if we click here for BOE meeting documentation, it pops open a link to the Board of Education meeting minutes. And I have a particular subject I'm going to search for demonstration purposes, and that is kitchen. Because we recently upgraded the kitchen equipment for our food services. And so you can see when you search for that, it comes up with all of the relevant documents that include the word kitchen. And that was back in March 12th, 2025. So already we've saved time because previously, if someone wanted to go back and find the information about the upgraded kitchen equipment, they would need to go through each board meeting package and identify and read through all of the content to try to find the place where we talked about the kitchen equipment. Well, here you go. You found the information. Now, there are two sets of information here. At the top, we've got ones that are labeled agenda, and of course an agenda is what the meeting intends to talk about. That's useful, but more useful if you want to see the associated video here is these links that take you to the minutes. And so if I click on one of these, for example, it takes me through to this page. Now, one thing that you got to watch out for is up at the top here. Sometimes it will start saying agenda full package. If you click that and switch over to minutes, that's what you want if you want to be able to synchronize with the video. So now if we scroll down here in the minutes and click on the RFQ for replacement of kitchen equipment, like so, you can see it jumps to that specific minute in the video itself. Implementing this new system improves our openness and transparency by making it much easier for the general public to find information about the Board of Education, our policies, and the things we discuss in our system. It saves time. It reduces the community time to find and review board topics. It saves time and labor assembling the board books. In the old days, when we wanted to make a change to the board books, we had to either try to fit it into the same number of pages, or if we changed the page count, we had to reprint, re-page number, and rescan everything. It was a huge and burdensome process involving a lot of paper, a lot of copying, and so on. It also saves time and labor reviewing board decisions for our administrative staff or teachers who need to go and find that information so they understand exactly what decision was made and how. I believe that openness and transparency is about more than just publishing everything you do. It's about making that content easily discoverable to everyone in the community so that we can all be involved in understanding the decisions that we make together.